Hello everybody. This is Shah Peerally, and we are going to talk about some motivational points for people who are going through stress right now. And I don't claim to be a stress reliever or someone who knows a lot about psychology, because that's not my area. I'm a lawyer by profession, as you know. However, I've dealt enough cases in my life to see all kinds of issues that many people are going through. This is not something new. Despite now, with all the surrounding issues, including the pandemic and other related problems, we are seeing people really kind of feeling really desperate, and that feeling of despair is eating them, and many of them ending up in a hospital or things like that. So I would like to make some points from personal experience, right? Like I said, I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a therapist, but I have a lot of life experience with issues that are related to people, right? I am a people person. And I take my own example. Life has not been easy on me. I come from a very humble background, made it to America, paid my school while working, and struggling pretty much to meet the ends, right? But today I'm doing very well. I'm a lawyer. I have a lot of free time for myself. I can enjoy, like you see, nice places and everything, because I'm able to balance things, right? And you can work a lot, but if you don't have time to really balance your life, you're going to end up in a mess. Because as someone was saying rightly, whenever you ask someone why do they work, most people will not be able to answer. Most answers will be, everybody works, I have to pay the bills. But if you ask them, why do you have to pay the bills? Do you need many of the things that you buy? Well, many of them will not be able to answer that, right? Uh, Having said that, it's good to have motivations, to have ambition, to really want to move forward in life. But you have to also think that you're taking a toll on your health if you keep looking at things from a perspective of someone who just wants to make money and make money and make money. Making money, there's nothing wrong, by the way. In fact, it is a very good goal. But in order to achieve a goal, you have to have the goal. What is your goal? Many people will not know what is their goal. A goal is something that you set. For example, you have a plane leaving San Francisco. It has to reach Tokyo, for example. The end goal is Tokyo. So the pilot will tell you, I'm going to Tokyo. The passengers, if you ask them, saying, I'm going to Tokyo, unless they're transiting somewhere, they know where they're going, right? So where are people going? Where are you going with your life, right? So at the same time, if you look at this goal, where will you be when you're 60? Of course, nobody knows. There's no way to predict that. But people should know that you have to set goals, right? So, for example, your goal is to make $100,000 a month, right? Well, it's a lot of money, but I'm just using that as an example. You need to set it right? You cannot just say, okay, I'm just setting up 100,000. You have no idea how you're going to reach there. You have no plans. You have nothing planned for you. Okay, so many people are in this situation, and that's why you're seeing many of them dependent on the system, because they are dependent on that monthly income, and many of them are not able to meet the ends. And those also who are able to earn an income are so much in debt that they can't really do much with their life. So first of all, then, you need to set up the goal. What do you want to do? Where do you want to be? Once you set up that goal, then you have to do everything possible to reach that goal. And you have to strive to be the best in that field. For example, when I realized I wanted to be a lawyer, I also realized that I'm not the typical lawyer, right? I don't dress most of the time like a lawyer because I don't have to. But people working for me, they usually do. But at the end of the day, you need to know where you're going. And once you set up that, so when I wanted to become a lawyer, I actually went ahead and studied, right? Got into law school, even though it was not a great law school, I still got in. Had to take the baby bar exam, the bar exam, and pass them. And ultimately, then what comes next? A lot of people pass exams, but they don't have any plans for the future. And the future was there, and my future was I needed something where I would be able to help people. That was my goal from the beginning when I was in law school, and at the same time make money because I needed the money to live, right? And immigration law just presented itself to me. I learned it well. I have been practicing it for 19 years now. I have a very good track record. Of course, there are sometimes things go up and down, but most of the time I do well with my cases, and we win. That's what people want. And the truth is that when I applied myself to immigration, I learned it well. I knew many of the issues at the tip of my fingers. I can really kind of pull cases that are similar because I have done so many of them, including consultations. I would say maybe 10,000-12,000 of them, right? So I basically get a feedback from my client and working in practical terms about my cases to know how I should really deal with it. And sometimes clients will call me even before they ask me the question. I will know the answer because I know already what they're going to ask. The reason for that is that many of those are very repetitive. The problems are very, very common, unfortunately. But at the same time, I see more and more people lately getting very desperate. Like I said earlier, and one of our followers on the YouTube mentioned that he's having sleepless night. And this is something that you need to work with, right? Remember, immigration to the United States is a great thing, but if it is going to take a toll on your health, you need to think well, right? As an immigration lawyer, it's bad to say that, but America offers a lot. Well, not as much as it used to be, I think, but it's still a land of opportunities, a land of abundance, what we call it, even though we had all these issues going on with the supply chain. But at the end of the day, you still have opportunities. And waiting on your green card, I know for some it's been 19 years, 16 years. It's normal for many of them because many people have gone through this. We are in a time when people get things really fast, and when they don't get it, they get very depressed. Well, unfortunately, you need to work with the system. As much as I disagree with many things in the system, we need to work with it. And to work with it, we fight it. And that's what I've been doing for most of my clients. But at the same time, you got to fight yourself. You got to come up with ideas where you are not going to be depressed. Because remember, especially if you're the head of the family, you cannot be depressed because you have to support that family. Okay, so it's important that you kind of work things out. Now, one of the things that I always tell my clients, immigration is not a right, it's a privilege, right? Which means as much as you have certain rights under the US Constitution, you also need to basically be patient with the system. India has been suffering a lot, but at the same time, a lot of Indians also got their green card. And we have seen this in the past 20 years, since the .com, right? More than that, I should say 40 years now. So be patient, work your plan, have a backup plan too. For example, if you have an opportunity to go to Canada, take your Canadian PR, right? Or if you can get an opportunity to get an EB1, take the EB1. It's a faster route. Don't just sit down and get depressed. As much as I know it's very hard to do than to say, you got to do it. I'm talking from experience here. So please, listen to me on this one. And trust me, I I wish you all the best. And anything I'm telling you today is my opinion purely. You should not act or refrain to act solely on the information provided. You should contact an attorney if you have any question. Thank you.